I took on the shame that the world gave to me. For 25 years, making fun of my weight was national sport.
Emotional, shocking, revelatory.
This is it.
Oprah's return to primetime television tonight here on ABC.
You've received a lot of criticism for that, you and your family. What do you want to say about that?
I would say walk a mile in our shoes.
In front of a live audience and on a set, very much like the one she used for the Oprah Winfrey Show nearly 13 years ago, the legend sharing a story of her own.
I'll never forget a day in 1990. I saw myself on the cover of TV Guide's Best and Worst Dressed list. And I remember thinking at first, oh, look, there I am on the cover. And then I read the headline that Mr. Blackwell, the tastemaker of the time, called me bumpy, lumpy, and downright dumpy.
And bringing many others to light. Nothing held back during the full-hour TV event. Shame, blame, and the weight loss revolution.
I starved myself for nearly 5 months and then wheeled out that wagon of fat that the internet will never let me forget. And after losing 67 pounds on a liquid diet, the next day, y'all, the very next day, I started to gain it back.
A mix of medical experts and personal stories ushering in a conversation about the rapid rise in the use of prescription medications for weight loss.
We're seeing double the amount of weight loss you can achieve with this class of medications compared to what we've had in our toolbox for the last several decades, in combination, of course, with a healthy lifestyle.
Highlighting how these drugs are changing lives around the country.
In 7th grade or 6th grade, when I got made fun of, I was like, I mean, maybe I am different.
16-year-old Maggie Irvy from Marceline, Missouri, opening up about struggling with her weight since childhood.
I did like every single sport ever when I was little, and I exercised all the time, but I still would never lose. Like, I would lose weight, and the next thing you know, I would just gain it all back. My heaviest was about 285. Like, I could eat 4 plates per meal if I could.
Kids in school, Maggie says, started to comment on the clothes she wore.
In 6th or 7th grade, I wore one of my dad's t-shirts, and it was way too big. But, I mean, I didn't care. It was comfy. I was comfy. They're making fun of me. They're like, oh, Maggie's wearing her dad's t-shirt. Like, she can't even fit in her own clothes.
I think that's the first time that she really got her feelings hurt and didn't know how to come back.
Her mom, Erica, desperate to help her daughter lose weight.
I had a healthcare professional at one point tell me that she would be 500 pounds by the time she was 16 and that she would die.
Maggie had bariatric surgery, which she says didn't stop the compulsions to eat more than she wanted to. So her doctors turned to a medicine called Victoza.
When Maggie started taking the GLP-1 medications, she was one of the youngest people to have ever taken them. And it was the Victoza that quieted that part of her brain and allowed her to eat what she needed to with the surgery and to lose weight.
Becoming something of a miracle tool for so many. GLP-1 agonist medications were originally meant to treat type 2 diabetes. Now, many using them for weight loss.
When we have discussions about helping people manage their weight, often I think a lot of bias comes into that, which makes it difficult for people to understand that obesity in and of itself is a chronic, complex condition.
As millions of Americans turn to these drugs, experts say medications like Ozempic, Mounjaro, Wegovy, Zepbound could put a dent in America's obesity epidemic.
Nearly 1 in 3 Americans within this country are overweight, and close to 40% are qualified as obese. Obesity is connected to many different factors, not just on what we eat, but on our environment, our medications that we use, certain hormonal conditions that we may have. This medication helps to provide that equal playing field.
Moms at home raving about it.
So these are my jeans from when I first started. My goodness, that's crazy.
Hollywood can't get enough of it.
I think it's amazing and I think it's great for them. People hate on it because they want to do it.
And Oprah making it her mission to keep the conversation going.
There is now a sense of hope, number one. And number two, you no longer blame yourself.
Yeah.
Because when I tell you how many times I have blamed myself,
Decade after decade, her fluctuating size the subject of relentless tabloid scrutiny. From being a spokesperson for Weight Watchers,
I love bread,
to revealing last December that she was using a weight loss drug. For many users of the medications, with a new body comes an entirely new outlook on life.
I have been struggling with my weight for as long as I can possibly remember. I mean, I remember feeling like my relationship with food was different than for a lot of people, starting at the age of 5 years old, 10 years old.
For Amy Kane, navigating her weight loss has been a lifelong problem. The full-time mom grappling with the constant shame and anxiety she felt over her appearance.
I would say my highest number was probably around 300 pounds. I didn't look at myself in the mirror very often. I didn't step on the scale because I didn't want to know. I was diagnosed with PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, around 13 years old. And the one thing we know about diseases like that is that it's very, very challenging to lose weight. I think I got to the point where I was like, I'm not going to be able to lose weight. So I sort of I said, screw it, I gave up. I then was diagnosed with diabetes.
Amy says that was her breaking point. She completely overhauled her diet and lifestyle, losing about 60 pounds on her own. But after reaching a plateau in the weight loss, an endocrinologist suggested she try Mounjaro.
This medication has saved my life, and I don't just mean physically, but emotionally in a lot of ways. I think the reason this medication was so effective for me is because I committed to completely overhauling my lifestyle and my diet and working on my mental health. It felt impossible for me to do this before. This medication allowed it to feel possible.
Today, after losing more than 160 pounds in all, Amy says she feels like an entirely different person.
My life has done a 180. I was a mom that struggled with postpartum depression and anxiety really, really bad. And I somehow, over this past year, have sort of turned my life around. Yes, the medication helped, but I also put in a lot of work, like a lot of work to have a better relationship with my kids, to have a better relationship with my husband, to have a better relationship with myself.
Now she's hoping to pass along her experience to her more than 50,000 followers on TikTok.
While I don't love the situation, I'm actually really proud of the hard work I put in.
Where she gives people an intimate look into her journey.
I have people who are 16 years old that follow me and people who are 75 years old that follow me, but that we all have this common connection. And so I just provide some insight, and I think that it just provides a connection for someone to feel less alone in this crazy journey.
Tigers, let's get down.
Feeling less alone, a concept echoed by many.
Around.
At age 16, Maggie Irvie says after losing about 108 pounds in all, she feels seen for the first time ever.
Before, I feel like no one really noticed me as me, and now that I've lost weight and that I'm in high school with more people, and they notice me for my personality more than just what I look like, because they just recognize me as the fat girl that used to go to Catholic school, I feel like.
Maggie's mom saying she's seeing Maggie's physical health dramatically change.
Normal blood levels, non-fatty liver, not pre-diabetic, is going to live a long and healthy life.
But Maggie's social life is also changing for the better. She's often busy hanging out with friends, something that she felt was unimaginable before.
I've gone so far, and I've done so much more. I've joined the cheer team, and I wouldn't have done that before. I've been so successful, I feel like, since then.
You know, Maggie has a best friend. She has a large group of girls that she can run around with. She feels confident. Socially, she's doing very, very well. And that makes me happy for her.
For Maggie and Erica, for Amy, and even for Oprah, losing weight meant gaining a new perspective on life.
I think that for so long, the message was get some willpower, just go to the gym, eat less. You know, why can't you just lose weight? This is a disease for a lot of people. And that it's not just, lack of strength. These medications are helping people with chronic diseases like obesity to get better, to feel better, to be able to live a better life. So I think this is a huge, huge turning point.
A turning point, but also a reminder that your weight is not your worth.
For people who feel happy and healthy and celebrating life in a bigger body and don't want the medications, I say, bless you. And for all the people who believe diet and exercise is the best and only way to lose excess weight, bless you too, if that works for you. And for the people who think that this could be the relief and support and freedom, as you said earlier, that you've been looking for your whole life, bless you, because there is space for all points of view.
Our thanks to Deborah. You can watch Oprah's full town hall special, Shame, Blame, and the Weight Loss Revolution, streaming now on Hulu.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.